So I'm going to do today's reading. Lots of stuff going on in the news. Obviously, Kamala Harris. If you guys watched that video, I said her. And I changed. I got thrown. I think the Oracle cards are the what threw me. Because I was like, Kamala. If you watching the video, I'm like, it's going to be Kamala. And then I switched to Karen Bass. But I narrowed it down to those. I narrowed it. So it's all good. But congrats to Kamala. Either way. It's going to be, it makes it interesting. There's something real juicy about her becoming the running mate. So what I'm going to focus on today, and I'm going to do it kind of like, I think you guys might have liked that. I'm going to actually show you the layout again. I'm going to try to do it. But I want to kind of talk about some things that are kind of coming up ahead now that we got Kamala. You know, there's obviously going to be inevitably a debate with Pence. And I'm sorry, I mean, this should not be hard. Because she is, you know, we talked about her in the other video. If you saw it, she's ready. No, she can debate. She's very good at debating. He is so bland. He's just so bland. I mean, there's no excitement there. You know, he's hardly ever talked about. He's supposedly, you know, in charge of coronavirus in this country, you know, and you just don't hear anything about him. He's just a yes man at this point, you know. And, you know, how I kind of picture him is just sitting there at home and watching Leave It to Beaver reruns with his mother. That's what he calls his wife, apparently. So, I don't know. I mean, I really, you know, I almost feel sorry for the guy because I know what she's going to do to him. You know, there's no way. There's no way he's going to be able to handle her. Trump will be interesting, though. So I'm going to focus a little bit about the debates is kind of when you know, because those are coming, right? I'm going to kind of focus on that. I want to also focus a little bit, how does Trump feel now that we got Kamala in here? He's been saying Sleepy Joe for a while, but that lady isn't sleepy. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. I thought I would share a tidbit before I do the read. And I'll tell you guys, you know, I will be friends with people, you know, I try to be friends with people who are Trump supporters. I haven't had a lot of luck with it. So if you're watching my video and if you you know, you don't like it or whatever, it's all good. I'll take the thumbs down, but I'm not going to change my tune. But I will read the cards as is. But even tonight, I went over to my ex's place. We were going to have dinner. We're starting to kind of talk again. And we are definitely in opposition with our views. Major Trump supporter. I don't even think he knows why he's a Trump supporter, but he's a major Trump supporter. We were going to not talk about it, but this is what happened. This is what happened. I'll tell you the conversation. I see this is why it's real hard for people in any kind of relationship type thing to you know, with the way things are in this country, to get along. This is causing divorces, okay? So anyway, I'm sitting there. We weren't going to talk about no politics, but a commercial comes on, and it's Trevor Noah, and you know Trevor Noah, hopefully. And he shows a clip of Trump, and Trump is talking about, he's supposed to say 180 million. I don't know what it was, but for some reason he says 180 million. And it's that one snip that people have seen on Facebook, 180,000, 180 million or whatever. He botches it real bad. So I start laughing because it's funny. You can't help but laugh at that. I don't care who you are. That's funny. So he gets all mad, and this is what he does. I kid you not. He says, you know, I'm a Trump supporter. That man works hard. He works 365 days a year, 7 days a week, never takes a day off. And I'm like, he just got done golfing. I'm like, he's always golfing or he's on Twitter. See, this is why it doesn't work, guys. And he's like, well, he deserves to do a little golf. And I'm like, do you know he spent over 130 million on golfing? Look, Google it, guys. And then he gets all frazzled. He can't answer that. I'm like, that's our money, man. That's our tax dollars. Then he throws this. He donated his salary to charity. And I sat there and I said, do you know every president always does that? Obama did too. No, he did not. Yes, he did. And if you guys Google, Obama donated $1 million to charity when he was president. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. And so if you're having fights with friends, loved ones, husbands, wives, whatever you are, this is hard. This is hard. I left, by the way. Of course, I said, oh, you're going to yell about it. I don't want to hear about it. I'm done. I'm not hearing about it. You know, it's just not going to work. So I'm probably not going to go over there for a long time. But yeah, it's Google $1 million to charity. Okay. And I actually Googled the golf trips, and I think it was 208. This was just on August 2nd. He's went golfing 285 times. Okay. I want you to think of that, how many times that is. And then Twitter, you know. So I didn't say anything that wasn't true, you know. But sometimes people don't want to listen to facts. And that is real, because the thing is, they don't want to admit they're wrong. I want you guys to understand that. With all of this going on, when you present a fact, people want to just call it fake news because they don't want to admit they're wrong. It's an ego thing here. You know, it's an ego thing. I presented facts, you know. And, you know, I'm sorry. If I laugh at something, don't get mad at me, especially when it's funny. Okay, so I just wanted to tell that story. So if some of you feel me, it's hard. It's really hard stuff. Okay, so we're going to focus. We've got Kamala now, so it's getting real interesting because she's tough stuff. And how's this going to go? How is Trump feeling? We're going to get into debates. A little bit of that. You know, let's see what tarot says. And let's put this down. Yeah, but seriously, guys, if you're like, yeah, I just wonder how many divorces are occurring because of this. This was, you know, and it's super sad. This is, I agree not to talk, but Trevor Noah, see, I should go comment on his YouTube. I'd be like, Trevor, it's your fault, because why did you show that? It's like Spirit was testing or something. I don't know, but it's like, why do you got to be like that? Because for that to come on, you know, ruin the night. And the funny thing is, I bought brownies for dessert and brought them over, and I almost took them with me out of spite, but I said, no, I'm not going to be that way. I'm not going to take the brownies. He can have them. So he can watch his Fox News YouTubes and eat those brownies. And believe whatever he wants to believe. There's nothing I can do. But I do admit I'm having regrets on taking those brownies, because I could have been having them and I could have given them to my kid. Try to flatten that out. Let's see what we get. There he is, King of Swords reverse. He came up last night. I normally, for Trump, get the King of Swords, but it's reversed this time. Okay, so we've already got very first card. Here's Trump, King of Swords reverse. I look at that reversal, and he's going to get nasty with Kamala. See, it's one thing he does stuff with Joe, but he's about to get nasty with her. He's going to be brutal. He already is calling her phony. Okay, he's already calling her phony. But yeah, he's just get ready for some nastiness. This is the one he really wants to break down, but he doesn't understand. She's not going to put up with any of this. Oh yeah, Ace of Swords reversed. Let's see what's going on here. Now, this is a card that has come up for me with Trump. I see it a lot. The Five of Cups. So he's, and I also get the Four of Cups for him too, which is also showing in the layout. But this is that one about, the card of kind of mourning and kind of feeling sorry for yourself. A little bit, Five of Cups can kind of be like that. It can be sitting there and just kind of mourning a loss and so forth. But there is still an upside with the Two of Cups behind there. So when I have seen Five of Cups, so this is kind of my interpretation, there's a little bit of feeling sorry for the self. He knows and he is fully aware that the country is in turmoil. He will not accept responsibility, and there is something in him that defies doing that. But he is definitely, he can't avoid, the economy. He had so much to be proud of at one time, though Obama is the one who really made it good. He took over a growing economy, is what happened. And then look what he did to it. But anyway, so he's kind of mourning like, oh, my poll numbers and this and that. And coronavirus is everything has taken. But I would say the Two of Cups behind there is he is about to get some momentum from the supporters, because it is an upside that they're going to start really fueling him. Once he gets in there and he starts getting into the debates and doing the rallies, however he's going to do a rally, okay, because we got the virus. Is he going to start rallying again, or is he going to do it on a screen? I feel he's going to do something, because you know how he loves his rallies. He needs them. They feed his ego. But that's the upside coming. Once he starts getting in there and he gets all that love and attention from his supporters, that's going to fuel him. And he's going to start feeling good about himself again once he gets that support. But there is a lot of people, I believe they're even advising him. Let me show you the card up right. Is the Four of Cups. I see this a lot for him as well. So, we talk about kind of the Three of Cups, everything. There was good times at one time. He kind of regrets certain things, the good times, but he's been offering a divine cup. Now, when I have seen this makes me feel the people at the White House, his advisors and everyone, trying to get him to listen to certain things and trying to get him to pay attention to what they are saying. Various warnings, please don't say these things in the briefings, variously, advising him. And he's pretty much ignoring it. That's what the Four of Cups guy does. This is all the stuff that actually can help him, but he just shrugs it off. He wants to do things his way. And this is part of the reason it's going to be his downfall. It really is. Now we have, of course, the King of Swords in the reverse position. And then now we've got Biden and we've got Kamala. And he thinks, okay, I can go ahead and spin this. I can work him. And that's kind of how I see the Two of Pentacles. I see kind of the rainbow showing. He thinks he's got them in the palm of his hand. He's actually, if you want to know his attitude, he's not scared of Kamala. I'm going to tell you right now, he's not scared of her. He thinks he can totally do this. See, that's one thing. You got to remember, let me pull back. Hold on, sorry guys. So you got to remember, he's very ego narcissistic, and he puts it out there, stable genius, and that he's the smartest and the best president. He wants to be on Mount Rushmore. The ego and the feeding and so forth, especially his supporters feed him every day, be it on Twitter or whatnot. But all of that way he pumps himself up like a boxer about to go into the ring, I don't feel he's afraid of them. And see, this is going to hurt him. This is really going to hurt him because he's going to go into these debates overly confident. I don't feel he's going to be prepared. And see, that's one of the things. People are going to probably say, okay, let's stick to the facts. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. And he's going to want to say things his way and do things his way. He's going to ignore certain advice. So when he goes in, he's going to go in like the Ace of Swords reverse. He's just going to attack, attack, attack. It's especially going to be a character attack. So when he goes for Biden, especially a character attack is going to be the main way that he handles this. Now, and of course, get ready for more of this because he's going to do it even before the debates. But expect him to pick up the momentum. I'm going to draw another card. Yeah, and I look at the Four of Swords reverse. Now, Four of Swords, I want you to kind of look at it. It's especially kind of laying prone, kind of meditate, consider your next move. Think things through carefully before you pick up the sword and go. And it's in a reverse position, which means he's ready to start all this now. You know, prematurely without thinking, more reaction is what we're probably going to see. So I feel like it's just going to be very reactive, not thinking things through carefully. And I want you to note these are both fours, okay? They require like thinking things through carefully, stable. These are fours, about stability. And they're both in reverse. So he's going to come across very unstable. I know he already does. But I'm talking about in debate and so forth, it's going to be unstable. Now, I do have two cards side by side. I've got the World and I've got the Seven of Swords. Now, Seven of Swords is a betrayer and very sneaky. And most of you, my tarot readers, know Seven of Swords. So I feel like we're going to be doing some real underhanded kind of stuff. They're going to be talking about, you know, the state of the world, coronavirus, this and that. This is going to be the Biden and Kamala Harris. We got to fix, you know, the country. The world's in jeopardy. We've got coronavirus. Their focus is going to be more that centered, where his focus is going to be more, what dirt can I get on them? What can I bring to the debate that's real nasty that I can throw in their face? So this is kind of what we're going to be seeing of them during this time. Let's go back down. So Kamala is actually shown for me this time as a figure. I've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse position. So this is kind of how I feel, because this is not necessarily her character. She is a very confident person. And then so when we get into the debates, which obviously Sun reverse is going to be getting, you know, toward after summer and so forth, when they really get into it. But I feel they're going to do everything they can to break her confidence. They're going to really be trying to hurt her right now. They're gonna pull a lot of this, you know, and try to hurt her reputation and just break down her character. So expect some very hard assaults. We know it's coming. We know it's coming from the Trump camp, but they're really gonna beat her up. They've been beating up Joe for a while, but this is the one they know that she is going to be a force. You know, she is going to be very strong, and they're going to really assault her character. But the good thing about it, still Nine of Pentacles woman is very confident. You know, she's very comfortable in her own skin. She loves herself. She feels good about herself. So trying to break her down, yeah, they're going to assault her. They definitely are. Get ready for it. He's already calling her phony Kamala. But expect some more of that. Let me go ahead and focus on this one for a minute. And I'm doing a very bizarre layout, but I've got it organized. What I kind of feel, now Biden normally shows for me as the King of Cups, but I'm looking at the Hermit. He's been like this. When you think about it, he's kind of been secluded, obviously because of coronavirus. But he has been really sitting there and doing a lot of inner work and a lot of preparation. If you notice, he is not out there slamming Trump all the time. He's doing some kind of limited discussions and talking. I mean, he is talking, but he's not doing it so immensely at the moment. But he's been preparing himself. See, this is the difference, where, Trump has like advisors and so forth and everything, trying to get him to, be calm and get ready because, the debates are going to be tougher than he thinks at everything. He wants to come out, swinging that sword, the Ace of Swords reverse, and just be brutal. And he thinks that, attacking character, this is going to be a strategy. But Joe has been really focused on the issues and what he can bring to the table, because this really is what people care about. We don't, as far as character flaws and all that stuff, or maybe decisions that they made while they were in their various offices, we just want to get to a stable world, a stable economy, and get this coronavirus out of here. So he's preparing himself. And this is the difference. See, Trump should be meditating and contemplating his next move and really getting prepared. So with him just not doing that and not being prepared, but Biden's sitting there and he's studying up. He's practicing his speeches. He's getting his issues down. He's going to make them very clear to the American people. So when this debate occurs, that's the road it's going to be. So the Trump supporters may actually like the character assaults. Maybe that, that's his base. They love it when he does that. But Biden's going to really bring the issues to the forefront. Now, when the issues come up, especially when the people start asking both of them questions to address the issues, he's going to do well. I really think Biden, he's prepared. He's been preparing for a very long time. He's not wasting his energy on other things, and he's not showing his hand. See, also, as he's being this hermit, he's keeping certain things to himself for now. So when he goes in the debates, this one who is not prepared will not be prepared for what he brings to the table, because he's ready. He's just got a different strategy. He's not going to be out there just saying all this stuff all the time. He throws things out here and there, but he's not like this, doing 100 posts on Twitter a day. He's not showing his hand. So he's actually really smart. I feel Biden's actually being smart on that. That's a good move. Now, as I look at the Eight of Swords in the reverse position, you know what I feel this is? This is part of the reason Trump wants to go another term. See, when I see the Eight of Swords, sometimes it can be imprisonment. Okay, it can be. And for now, while he is president, can't be in prison. He really can't. This is one of the things. I feel there is a little bit of fear that he's not letting on. And he's worried that certain dealings that he has done, that he's going to be hit with a bunch of charges. And see how it's in a reverse position? While he's president, they can't do that to him. So I don't even think he likes being president, to be honest. I don't think he likes being president. But this is part of his reason he wants to stick with it, is because he's afraid of something. Once you could almost say the protection of being president is lifted. Okay, that's really interesting for that to come up. But once that protection is lifted, we may see some charges pressed. So I've already pretty much predicted it. It's a little tricky though. I do feel Biden's going to win. He's prepared. Okay, and coronavirus, economy devastated. People are looking at those issues. But oh, that's getting in the way again. But anyway, so but yeah, there's a real fear there. They've kind of talked about it, and there is a real fear there about being charged with some things. What exactly, I'm not sure. I know he's racked up a lot of shady things. They're wanting to see his tax returns and various stuff. But I have a feeling, once he eventually, no matter what, he has to go. But I feel like he's trying to find a way to stay. I do feel Biden's going to win. I've already read on it before. But leaving, that's where it's going to get tricky. And this is part of the reason he's been coming up with this rigged election and the U.S. mail and voting by mail. He's scared. He's scared of going to jail. I'm telling you. Eight of Swords, reverse position. As long as I'm president, they can't do that to me. He's scared. That's coming out. He's afraid of what's going to happen. The end card is the Hangman. So we could say with the debates and so forth, I'm only reading up to like the debates and everything. Are they going to really change anything and so forth? I feel like as I kind of see this, I kind of feel I've got a little bit of a martyr type of feel. That in the end, after all the debates and so forth, Trump is going to kind of try to play like he's a martyr. Like somehow he has been sacrificing himself for the country and so forth. And but we're going to get that kind of, this is what I've done. Everything. He's going to be throwing out all the things he did and what he sacrificed and everything. But really, who's been sacrificed here? Who has been sacrificed? And I just drew King of Cups, and that is my Biden card. But yeah, he's studying up like the hermit. He's studying up like the hermit. But I feel, Biden, see, that's the thing. Biden's nice and upright, and this time the King of Swords is reversed. It's just going to be, it's going to mainly be an attack on character. Biden could waste a lot of time attacking character. He probably, he'll bring up some things, but he's going to be more issue oriented. This is where he can be strong. I've seen him talk if he wants to, as long as he doesn't gaffe, because he can gaffe. Sometimes he says some things that it's like, please don't show like some kind of dementia. We need you. We need you to do this and pull this off, man. But I feel like Kamala is really going to be strong and is really going to boost that and help that. And one thing I want to focus on. Interesting. Do you want to pull a little bit more? Looking here, we got our Nine of Pentacles woman, the King of Cups. The Knight of Cups. My apologies. I'm actually getting a Pence feel for that because he's softer. She's going to come in. She's going to be very confident. Yes, they're going to assault her character and so forth. But I feel he has a very gentle approach when he talks. He's not aggressive like Trump at all. He's going to be very gentle. He is going to be the one. He's going to appeal definitely to the conservative Christians. He does very well with them. That is one thing he does, is he knows how to speak their language. Let's put it that way. Spirit's kind of saying he knows how to speak their language. That is going to be one of the challenges. Definitely, he kind of helps with that. He actually does. Because, let's face it, he's, I don't feel he's a false Christian. I don't feel he is. But, we know he's Christian. But, so he kind of can appeal to the Christian voter. This is going to be the challenge obviously for Biden and Kamala, is the Christian vote. Especially because of big things like pro-life issues is a major thing. If they can kind of win that. There are some that are starting to go their side because they're very concerned about the country at large and certain moral characters, that obviously, we have some issues. So it'll be interesting. But I do feel Kamala will be fine in debating that. I feel she'll be okay. That's just the main, I will give him a little bit that he has edge in that department. Other than that, when it comes down to the issues and so forth, she's going to be doing really good. I feel it's just like, it won't be a contest. But that is the main advantage that Pence has in any debate with her. And so that's kind of where we're at. And I hope you guys enjoy my read.